Let's get your projects organized. So, the way we think about this in Moxie is that everything is centered around a client. So, each of your clients is kind of the big thing. Those are the people you're working for, right? Or the groups. And then you have projects. That's the thing that you are essentially selling them, like your consulting or your research or your website maintenance, whatever that looks like. Those are your projects. And then within your project, you have tasks. Now, these are things that you're going to do in order to get your projects done. So in scope, you've got client, project, task, and then within the task, you have subtasks. Those are things that are going to help you get that task done that you're kind of checking off here. We're trying to make this as easy as possible for you. So we have these project types. So let's say you kind of always do essentially the same types of projects. You can build those out with specific fields. So for this one specifically, I am trying to track a couple of dates here. So I've chosen this type. You can see there are several options here. So on the project, I am going to map these two dates. I'm going to track these two dates on every time I make this project. Then this project is going to create tasks. So when it creates tasks, I want to make sure that this field is also in my tasks. So in this case, I've chosen a checkbox, and you can see I've added my options here. I can change my statuses. So I've got several statuses here, but you could kind of add a new status. You can remove that status. You've just got lots of options for this workflow. So when you do this project, here's the workflow that your task is going to go through. And you can choose how, if you're going to work with a client on this, you can say, okay, do I want to send a client notification email? And so here is if that is approval is required. So I've got that task status on here for client action. I want them to approve the task. Here is the reminder. So these are the email templates. So when the client has a task that they need to approve, I want them to receive this email. Same for a reminder, same for when a task is assigned and when there is a comment that mentions them on this task. Okay, so that's all your setup. So when you go to create a project and you create this type of project, all of those things will be true. Right. The difference between project types and templates is that now I have created these templates with specific tasks that live underneath it. So this could be a specific project type. And then within each of these, I've got some tasks that are going to be due that are specific. And then my tasks, this is going to follow the settings that I just created. Okay, here's how that looks in practice. Okay, so I've just created this task. Here, I'll show you how I create it. You're doing add a project, and then here you can see here all my different project types. So I've just created a commission run project type. You can see that here. I could always change it if I wanted to. This is set up now, so you can see in my project info here are those two dates that I created. And then when I have a task, so if I click add and I create a task, you can see I've got this is my specific field with those check boxes that I created as well. So I've got my tasks in here, and you can see here are the statuses. Here's a priority, and then I've got the statuses that I chose to create. So let's think about, you can think about the types of projects that you want to create. So how do you want those to be set up? What fields do you need to be tracking? What statuses do you want? And do you want to notify a client? You could always turn these things off and not have any client notification if it's just like an internal project. Then, when you create a project that you really like, you can save that project and its associated tasks here as templates. That is going to change the game when you go to create a new project. You're starting with a specific project type, or you can choose one of the templates that you have already created.